Goûter! Salut! It's Monday. It's spring break. So I don't have a lot of time. I want to bring something, and I thought, okay, what am I gonna make? And I thought of these cookies. They're simple. It's a French recipe from Bretagne. First thing though, I don't have any room temperature butter. Here's my butter. It's semi-salted, demi-sel. For this recipe, we want 125 grams of butter, room temperature. So I'm just gonna cut it up, warm it up, and then it'll incorporate into the cookie dough. Perfect, 126. So this is 126 grams of butter. I'm just gonna break it up into some smaller pieces. Throw it in this oven safe dish, pop it in the oven for maybe 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Our butter is a little too melted, but that's okay. We're gonna set it aside and it'll be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just gonna roughly make it fit. So here's our prepared pan. I just roughly got some parchment paper. You can do it bigger, smaller, you can cut them out, you can do it however you like. Okay, here's our pan. 1 egg, 1 bowl, and we're just gonna throw it all together. I have my plain white sugar, and you're gonna see how fast this is. If I cut them out, I usually cut them out with this biscuit cutter. I like this edge of this, but I'm not gonna do that today. We're gonna make one big cookie. We're gonna score it, do it with egg wash, pop some sugar on the top, and throw it in the oven. Okay, first thing we need is, can I handle this? Yes, I can. This just all goes in at one time. You don't need your mixer. So now we need just over a 1/2 cup of sugar. So this is my 1/2 cup measure. So I'm gonna do 1/2 cup, and I'd say another couple tablespoons. That's about a couple tablespoons. Throw that in. Woo! Sugar everywhere. Now we need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is again my 1/2 cup. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm almost gonna have exactly 4. So that's 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You need about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. If you're using Morton's table salt, you're not gonna want to have a teaspoon, maybe 1/4. If you're using Diamond Crystal, which is what I use in the States, here I'm using something in between. It's some French sea salt. We used about a 1/2 teaspoon of that, but just a pinch, because you want them to be sweet and salty. And we're just gonna bring this together. The flour, the sugar, the butter, and the salt. And I'm also going to use 1 egg white, because you use the egg yolk for the top. So this is in an effort to not waste the egg white. We also put it in the cookie. So I'm going to put the white in the cookie. And I didn't crack my egg very well, so I'm just going to use my clean hands to strain out the white. And here's my yolk that we're going to put on the top. All together. This is not a loose dough. This is it comes together. I'm sort of smashing the butter and the flour together. I'm going to incorporate it as much as I can, and then I'm going to use my hands. Which Anna Garten said one time, Reverend Contessa, she said that your hands are a cook's best tool, and she's right. Alright, that's about as good as I can do with the spatula. Whoop, I keep popping flour everywhere. So, we're just going to bring this together with our hands. And as you can see, it's already starting to sort of come together as a dough. I know you're going to be tempted to add some water, but if you have enough butter and the egg white, and just give it a minute, as the flour hydrates, the dough will come together. You have to be a little bit patient. Work the flour and the butter together to hydrate the dough. Work the butter into the flour and the sugar. The sugar will also start to work its way, and it will come together in a dough. Just trust the process here. All right, it's starting to kind of clump. So I'm going to start clumping it together with my hands, as you can see. I like to share my recipes with French people, and I like it when they share them with me, because I actually have this recipe in another cookbook from an American, but it's slightly different, and I much prefer to make and share the real recipe that was shared with me by a French person than to just, I don't know, it means more when there's some history behind it. So I'm sharing it with you. All right, our dough, our cookie dough has come together. It's crumbly, and that's fine. What I'm gonna do is, here's my baking sheet. I'm gonna just put it on here. Put the extra dough on top. Put the crumbs right here. It's totally fine. The last bits of crumb off. Don't worry, it's crumbly, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Just trust the process. Here's our pan. I'm gonna lift it off of the pan for just a second, actually. We're gonna bake it on this parchment paper. I'm gonna take another sheet, cover it up, and I'm just gonna roll it just a little bit. I'm sort of gonna bang it and roll it all at the same time. And then you just sort of want to press it together. I'm not trying to make it perfect. You can just sort of scrunch the dough here back together, press it down. But this is totally fine. It's kind of how you want it. So that looks good. I'm gonna pop this back on my baking sheet, kind of zhuzh it down into the pan. Now, here's our egg yolk. Add a tiny bit of water, maybe a teaspoon. Where's my pastry brush? I was looking for my other one. You just have to use this one. Break up the yolk. I'm gonna cover the dough and egg yolk. Just a light coating. All over. This is simple, rustic, traditional, but very good. Again, you could cut these out with a cutter, and you'll want to do the same thing. You want to take your cut cookies and do an egg wash on them. Okay. Take some of the sugar and sprinkle it on top. More texture, more shine. Let's see how fast that was. My knife, and you could do squares, you could do whatever you like, but I'm gonna do sort of a I don't know what you would call it, a pattern. Diamondy pattern? You'll see. I'm not cutting all the way through the dough, but when they come out of the oven, they'll be a little bit easier. Well, these sort of look like squares. It's fine. Then take your fork. Oh, it wants to stick. Maybe I should have done the fork first. Well, what I have to do is I just press it in. Instead of lifting directly up, I just sort of slide the fork. I'm sliding the fork. Push and slide. Push, slide, push, slide. And this is going to give me half of a crosshatch pattern. And then I'm going to turn it and do the other side. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We just sort of want that cross hatch. That one's done. Do this one, a little bit on that one, a little bit, little bit. So push and slide. That one's done, this one's done. These are gonna go in, whoop, that part popped out. That's okay, just push it back down with your fingers. Situate it in the middle. This is gonna bake up. Then we're gonna put it on a little rectangular platter that I have. Okay, these are going in the oven for 15-20 minutes. So that's how long that took. If I didn't have to get the butter to room temperature, it would have been even faster. It comes right together. Use your hands. You don't need your mixer. You don't even need a rolling pin. You could just push it down with your hands, but it's a great French recipe. These are some of my favorite cookies. Very simple. I'll have some with coffee here in a little bit, and we'll take them to the goûter, and I'll show you that too. The dish that I'm going to put the cookies on to take them to the goûter is from a brand. It's called Camper. Starts with a Q-U. It's Q-U-I-M-P-E-R. And it's very typical of that area of France. Now when I see it at a thrift store or an antique store, you recognize it right away. They're in their typical Breton clothing. I'm wearing my Breton shirt today. Totally don't know how that happened. My shirt definitely influenced my recipe choice. When I saw that message about coming to the goûter, I instantly just thought, oh, I know what I'll make, and based on what I had already decided to wear. So just letting it all flow, not thinking too much about it. This is a simple recipe that anyone can do. Don't overthink it, just enjoy it. And whether you're making them to go to a goûter at a park, or you're making them for yourself or your kids at home or friends or whoever, they'll enjoy them, and super simple, and I think you'll make them more than once. Also, now I have to clean up. It's been 15 minutes. See if they're ready. Not quite. Check the cookies. Almost there. We're looking for brown. Go for brown. Oh, perfect. It's been about 22 minutes. Let's take these out of the oven. See if I can do this without burning myself. And there we go. They're brown, gorgeous. You can see the score marks, the sugar. You can also see where one part of my oven browns more than the other, but it's okay. They're gonna be delicious. Normally you would want to let these cool, but I'm headed out to the goûter. So I've broken them up into those areas that we scored, and I'm gonna sort of spread them a little bit. And as they cool, they will harden. And I'm just sort of haphazardly putting them on the cake plate. I'm sort of staggering them to get air around them so they will cool a little better. And I will loosely cover it in foil, and we will go to the park in our town to play. There's one little piece for me. Put this one on here. I'm gonna try this in my coffee. Salty, crunchy, sweet. I know you're supposed to eat them room temperature, but man, they are really good. They've been out of the oven for maybe a couple of minutes. The pan is barely cool enough to even touch. They're perfect. Break them up, put them on your platter, simply served with coffee or tea for a fancy dinner party. And this would be something really simple and sort of unexpected. A simple dessert, maybe a few with some fruit, a little bit of whipped cream. Just sometimes simple is better.